What if I told you one simple habit could change your life forever? I'm not talking about some new app or morning routine. Let's talk about intermittent fasting. This video is for you if you struggle with fatigue, you have a lack of focus, or you just have inconsistent energy levels throughout the day. Before I get into what intermittent fasting is, here's what it is not. This is not just another fad diet. This is not unhealthy. You're not gonna lose muscle, and it's not starving yourself. Well, and more importantly, this is not a trend. This is a highly researched topic. In this video, I'm not going to cover every single health benefit or detailed research. However, I will go into the main benefits and how they occur with scientific reasoning. The main purpose of this video is how it increased my levels of productivity and focus drastically. If you would like the former, in-depth, long, scientific research, go watch Andrew Huberman's video. I'll put the link in the description. It goes over it really well. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Recall a time that you overate at a buffet. If you're anything like me, you get into the car to leave, and you can only dream about hopping into the couch when you get home. This is not coincidental. When we overeat, or eat in general, we feel lethargic for a few reasons. Blood flow is redirected to digestion, your insulin spikes, and eating triggers a hormonal response in the body. When you're digesting food, your body diverts more blood into your digestive system to process extra food. This can reduce the amount that is allotted to your brain, and this extra digestion, when we overeat, requires more energy to break down. As far as the insulin spike, insulin is a hormone produced by the pancreas to regulate blood sugar levels. This happens especially with carbohydrate-rich food, which causes a crash after it clears from the bloodstream. And overeating and eating in general triggers a release of hormones like leptin and ghrelin. Leptin signals fullness and ghrelin regulates appetite. High levels of leptin can cause fatigue as your body processes satiety levels. Now I get it, every meal we consume we are not overeating. This is not my point here. I'm using overeating here to show an extreme example of a time where you could feel the effects of food consumption on our body. Keep in mind, all of the above responses happen when we eat any type of food. It only takes 1 gram of sugar to break a fast. I like to think of this as a spectrum. When we eat moderately, we fall into the middle, not feeling lethargic nor focused. This is not inherently bad, but if you're like me and you're looking for new ways to get an edge on your productivity levels, this is where intermittent fasting comes into play. Doing the opposite to your body that overeating does. This is not a video on food moderation. This is on time-restricted feeding, also known as intermittent fasting. Feel free to stuff your face in your feeding window, which I happily do, but I place this feeding window strategically where I'm not trying to get focused work done, if that makes sense. With intermittent fasting, you're limiting your food intake to a specific window, allowing your digestive system to rest. Here's how it contrasts post-buffet lethargy. When you're in a fasted state, you have steady energy levels, you have that mental clarity, and there's no digestive overload. When you're in a fasted state, you avoid insulin spikes and crashes because you're in that specific time window where you're not eating, resulting to more consistent blood sugar and energy levels throughout the day. Fasting promotes the production of ketone molecules produced by the liver when the body breaks down fat for energy, leading to sharper focus and enhanced cognitive function. But this area specifically is why people use intermittent fasting for a variety of other health benefits. I'm just going into the focus aspect because that's what I use it for. With this framework of thought laid out, it should be clear to see how overeating drains your energy and focus while intermittent fasting enhances them by preventing these negative effects and optimizing your body's natural energy balance. Before I get into a fasting protocol that you can implement today, let me tell you about a time I messed up my fast, ate too early, crashed for hours, and couldn't get anything done. This was a huge wake-up call to the effects that I had been experiencing and is the inspiration of why I'm bringing you this video. So my girlfriend fed me a strawberry early in the morning before my eating window, and I thought might as well just eat now for the rest of the day. Her family invited us to go to breakfast at Denny's, and I was like, okay, I've already messed it up. Let's just go out to eat. My day went downhill from there. I felt sluggish, lethargic, like I had jet lag. I came to find out later that eating threw off my circadian rhythm, which is why I'd experienced the effects of jet lag, because the circadian rhythm is closely linked to your eating patterns. Let's just say it wasn't a good day. Here is a research-backed framework that I use, recommended by Andrew Huberman. There are infinite ways to go about this. You just need to ensure that if your new protocol is drastically different from how you're eating now, that this change is done gradually so you don't experience that jet lag effect. I jumped right into it and I felt fine. And I wake up at 4:30 in the morning now, so that was a pretty significant change. But this is the general advice. Here is the protocol. Screenshot this, write it down, do whatever you need to do. Your protocol. No food 1 hour after waking. No food 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. And it's an 8-hour feeding window. Example, mine is 9:15 a.m. to 5:15 p.m. Optimal may be 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. for you. You could just shift these hours around to your waking and sleep schedule. I cannot put enough emphasis on what works for you. The 8 hour is not a holy grail of intermittent fasting. You could go a 10-hour window, you could go a 6-hour window, you can go days just fasting normally. This is just what I do, so this is what I have experience with. It's working really well for my goals. Here's my schedule and how I crafted this out to make me 10 times more productive. And I actually mean it. There are so many other habits that I want to make videos about in the future, but I chose this one because it has had the biggest impact on my life, which I would have never imagined. I genuinely want you to experience this. The most important thing that you can learn from my calendar is where I place the feeding window in relation to where I am doing deep work. I try to put my sections of deep work where I am in a fasted state because this is where I feel most clear and level-headed. Like right now, I haven't eaten in about 3 hours. Okay, that's pretty much all I had for you guys. You should now be leaving this video with the basic understanding of how and why intermittent fasting works, a framework that you will be able to apply immediately. So I encourage you to use that framework that you screenshot or wrote down. Try it for a week, experience the benefits, thank me later. Like, subscribe, and comment if you're gonna try this. Or if you already do intermittent fast, share your experience in the comments. Take control of your energy and focus and start today. Check out my new weekly newsletter. It's packed with exclusive content and value to help you become the best version of yourself. Sign up at the link in the description and I'll see you there. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope you enjoyed the new setup. I really like making these videos, so I figured I would invest in the backdrop and the lights and everything. See ya.